Hello there, toy collectors. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around, and I am very excited to bring you this special review.
If anything, the Kim family, they're archetypes. Which is sad, but not always a bad thing.
I'm okay. I have one
Let's
Zucio on the name.
Let's try them. Let's still try.
That's pretty funny. Hello there. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around. How's everyone doing tonight? Happy Friday. It is the weekend. If you're new to the channel, normally on here, I do something called Unboxing Thursdays. I'm a toy collector, and every week I sit down with a friend and we open up some action figures, some collectibles, and we chat about this hobby, this collecting hobby that I'm assuming most of you enjoy if you're watching right now. But the cool thing about collecting is, these action figures and collectibles are based on comics, TV shows, movies that we watch. So once in a while, when a cool show comes along, I like to chat about that as well. So if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to subscribe to this channel here on YouTube or Twitch. It's twitch.tv/toyingaround with the notifications on, and you'll know when I'm live every week talking about this awesome stuff. It's a lot of fun. You get to participate in the chat if you are like some of the other people on YouTube who are channel members, which is completely optional. You'll have the option to use some awesome emotes and things on YouTube. Same if you are a subscriber on Twitch. And I try to do this every week when there's a new show out. We've done Bad Batch with my friend Yoko and Paul. We've done The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And so when I used to talking Marvel stuff with my friend on Instagram, a local collector and friend of mine, his name is Troy Collects Toys. Troy, what's up?
Hi everyone. Enough of that guy.
That was so weird. Hi everyone. Hi
everyone. Hi. How is everyone tonight?
I'm still pumped. I watched Shang-Chi last night, and at like 10 o'clock at night. I think you did too, right? 10:30 show?
10:45.
And I'm still riding this high from that movie. It's just all day. That's all I've been talking about. I've been messing with my figures right there. I just brought them back down from my work desk, and just wondering, like, do I need doubles? Do I need triples? But I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not gonna, obviously not going to spoil it for anyone. It's still very fresh. Today is technically the release date. We just happened to see it like a premiere earlier. So yeah, definitely way too fresh. Maybe a stream next week about the movie. I did one for Black Widow. Yeah, you down for one?
Yeah, I'm definitely down. I mean, like, I don't think my hype is going to match yours. Just putting that out there. But
That's fine.
I'm down for it. I'm always down to talk about movies. I mean, I like the movie a bit. So I will definitely talk about it. And I definitely have my feelings, but if you know me and follow me on Instagram, I do my Troy ratings. So every time I watch a movie, I rate it. I haven't done that just yet because I feel like it's too fresh for people. So this weekend, I'm going to give it an official Troy rating, and we'll see what I give it. So I won't tell anyone just what I think just yet.
Well, we're going to talk about Marvel's What If episode 4 tonight. Hasbro has already revealed their Disney Plus wave for the show, and you happen to get the wave early.
I did.
So you have the figure for Doctor Strange, who is the main character for this episode. So obviously, spoilers ahead. You're being warned right now. If you haven't seen the episode, you don't want to hear about it. Watch it and come back and watch this stream later if you'd like, or have it playing in the background if you don't care. It's all good. But speaking of next week's stream, if we do a Shang-Chi one, you sound like you don't seem too excited for it. I think I will.
It's not that I'm not excited about it. I really enjoyed the movie, but that's all I'm going to say about that.
All right.
That's all. I mean, I want to save my opinions for another time, but it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it.
Well, I do have I think for that stream, I do want to bring on that stream a person who I have for our surprise guest tonight, which is just
Ooh.
unintentionally becoming a thing, which is great. You've seen her on the channel before. Oh, I already gave it away. You've seen her on the channel before. She's on Twitch. She works in the toy industry. She streams about, you know, all of these amazing shows that we talk about as well. It is a friend of the channel, Yoko McCann. And her audio.
Wait, I can't hear you anything.
Hello.
Why can't I hear anything? Wait, hang on one second.
Good thing she's not in charge. Or
Okay.
she can't hear this.
Hi. Sorry.
Hello.
Hi. Surprise.
Surprise. Yoko, how are you doing?
That was probably the smoothest introduction yet, but this time it was my fault.
I handed it over to you and you fumbled it, and that is a
I was
sports
listening.
reference.
Well, like I was listening on Twitch, so I didn't realize that. Like I thought, since I was like backstage, maybe that's why I didn't hear, through StreamYard.
No, you still do.
Yeah, so I didn't know that, but now I do. And my settings were wrong. But
Well,
anyway.
welcome, Yoko. This is Troy, Yoko.
I'm so excited to meet you.
Hello. It's nice to, I hate to say this, but like nice to meet you, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that what we're supposed to say now? Meet you?
oh my goodness, I have no
Okay.
idea anymore.
Okay.
For like,
All right. He's already
Well,
bored.
Yoko. Yeah. All right. Enough of that. Yoko, you also stream on Twitch. You do a recap of the episodes live because you're on the West Coast, and the episodes air at a much more convenient time for you then. So for people who are interested in an earlier recap, or you might want to watch both mine and Yoko's, check out Yoko on Twitch at
Living La Vida Yoko. And I'd say like what we do, at right after the episode, it's less of a recap and more just like what just happened, right?
reaction.
It's like it's the immediate reaction. So it's nice to kind of get that out, especially during WandaVision when there was so much to unpack in those episodes. It was like really nice to have people to talk about it with immediately afterwards, What If's not quite the same thing so far, at least, but it's still nice to be able to I feel like I'd be up in bed, like I'd just be laying in bed thinking about it by myself otherwise, so it's nice to be able to like talk about it with friends and then try to go to sleep afterwards.
Is there not as many tuning in for What If?
Not as many as we had for WandaVision. I feel like a lot of people are, especially with the switch to midweek, I think when it was like Thursday
Right.
night, Friday morning, it was a little bit, made more sense to do that. I don't know if it makes sense. It's just, it's easier to get through one day, Friday in the work week when you're tired from staying up late than the middle of the week. But some of us do it anyway. But even if it's a smaller group, it's still very lively, so it's a lot of fun.
True. Well, it's cool. You watch this stuff. Also, you are also a toy collector, as people can see in the background. If they haven't seen, our streams for the Bad Batch and haven't seen your collection, here we see everything there. Well, no, not even everything, a fraction of everything.
Yeah.
We like to talk about the collectibles as well here that accommodate or accompany these shows. Did you pre-order this Marvel Legends line?
I pre-ordered Peggy and the Hydra Stomper.
Did you call him Hydra Thumper?
No, I did not.
Okay. Like that's the wrong name. Well,
I
Troy,
Hydra Stomper. Sorry, I will enunciate better.
Hydra Thumper.
Either way,
Yeah, well, we'll get to the show, and damn, that looks good.
she's beautiful.
That looks really good.
She's real pretty.
it's like
Um,
my one of the best figures of the year, to be honest. Like,
Really.
oh, hands down. Like, she is incredible. Like, this is a figure that I definitely want another one of. So I definitely want 2 Peggies just because how great it is. It's like, and the fact that they went like brand new sculpt on this, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a unique sculpt for this figure. It looks great. The portrait looks exactly like Haley Atwell. Like, look at that. Like, that's stunning. I personally think this is probably top 5 figure of the year for me. 100%.
Ooh.
It already went from 10 to 5.
Yeah, I mean, I have other figures that I really like in the Marvel Legends line right now,
Yeah.
but like for me, I didn't want to get this wave at all, and I
Yeah.
was like, really like, no, I don't care about it.
And then you're like, Kev, this store has it. I can get it right now.
Exactly, but watching the first episode, it really made me like it, and then Peggy just sold it for me. So I was like, you know what the hell? And then episode 2 was really good, and then spoilers, this episode for me was on par with episode 1, so I really liked it. So yeah, so I'm all in except for one figure, which is on the floor. This figure. So
Yeah.
You know what's creepy, Troy? It wasn't on the floor to begin with when you weren't looking. It was actually on your desk, and it moved when you weren't looking.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, I have put this figure in the closet, and well, here's a little
Like
story.
the worst place to put it, because then you
Because that's
can't
where it popped
see
out at
what's
you.
happening.
Well, here's the thing. That's the funny part. So I put it in the closet, and then I woke up in the morning. It was on the floor, and I was like, "Oh no!" But it was, I guess, the clothes kind of pushed it off, out of the closet. So I was like, "Okay, like whatever." But like, it kind of scared me in the
We'll go with
morning.
that.
So,
We'll go with that.
yeah, no,
Troy, if that figure bites you, do you turn into a zombie or do you turn into an action figure?
a zombie action figure, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, I definitely am not going to open this figure. So I don't know what to do with it. So
that's too funny. Let's real quick, let's get to some of the people who are watching tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is Friday night. You can follow Yoko on Instagram at Yoko McCann. Troy Collects Toys, and mine. Oh, I don't have the at Toying Around. Tonight we have channel member Toy Rensu. Darth Gutierrez, how you doing? Nightwing X is here. Says, "What's up, everybody? Happy Friday." And repping the Tuesday crew. Great White North Empire. What?
Did you doing okay?
I was reading too fast.
Yeah. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath.
I'm all hopped up on caffeine.
I was gonna say hopped up on Shang-Chi, but yeah.
That too. Marcus Yee is here, channel member. Mike from High School Creations. Don't forget to check out Mike's channel. He has his show Diorama Talk every Saturday night, which is tomorrow night. He'll be on with Nico Hodge, where they talk about, creating dioramas, other people in the toy collecting community and people who make cool things. So it's a great channel. Go check it out. We have 796 Studios. He said, my surprise guest is Kevin Feige. Almost.
Sorry.
So close. Here's Yoko instead.
Yeah.
Take that how you will. We have Relatable Figs on Twitch tuning in. Thank you so much. Troy is on Twitch. Cerebral Deep. Yoko. Oh, fantastic. Thank you for the support, people who are here. Mr. Jones says, I'm not ready for this recap. I wasn't ready for episode 4 in general. Yeah, it's you cry and then you cry again. We have 80s baby. What's going on, Dario? I have to catch up on the Toy Migos episode from last night. They have a monthly episode with all the original members. So that's another one I need to.
I was there.
You were there. I was at the theater. The cinema. We have Quinn Martin. That's your friend Quinn, right, Troy?
Yeah. Hi, Quinn. Follow him at Spooky Barn Toys. Get all your toys there if you need it.
Plasty is in the house. How's it going? Plasty, yeah. And I think NYC Figure Fanatic. Welcome. Mr. Jones says Hydra Thumper, the MCU Bambi crossover we've been waiting for. That's the first thing I thought of. The robot stomps on his foot on the ground. Hey, shout outs to Cerebral D for becoming a channel member on the YouTube here on the YouTube. I'm an old man. I appreciate the support. Thank you. There's a little button. I think if you're on the app, well, how does it look on the computer? You click that smiley face that says custom emojis, and you have all that stuff there. Jedi K6 and action figure. Oh shoot, there's more names. I was just ready to round it out there. Action figure expert, how you doing? Clockwork Orgy, Tyler. Trevor is here. Trevor says, "Happy Labor Day Friday." I don't. Is it Labor Day in Canada?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a long weekend for us as well. So, let's.
You're
let's
not sure?
I don't know what the holiday is. I don't usually know when the long. It's you're home every day. It's not like I'm looking forward to a long weekend to get away. It's I have a team meeting every Friday morning, and that's when I find out they're like, "Have a great long weekend." And then I realized I could have taken the Friday off. So But Trevor is here, and Trevor will be a guest on Unboxing Thursday on the 16th, which is 2 Thursdays from now. And
I can't wait for your next guest.
Next week on Thursday will be, you might have heard of him, Mr. Robo Killa himself. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's exciting.
Kids go back on Tuesday. No, kids go back on Thursday for me. It's like holiday Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, the teachers get some days off for more days off, and then it's Thursday. Hey, you know what? After this pandemic, I have no beef with any days that whatever time the teachers need to prep and do whatever, take it, because they deserve it. I am not cut out to be a teacher to teach kids at home. They are, and to deal with however many kids in a classroom, either in person or online. They are they're saints. They're fantastic. So take whatever days you want. Dario, Dario sent me a message, sent me a question on Messenger that's very secretive. I will check it out. Thank you. And Trevor says, I got to get something to unbox. He collects only like crazy 1/6 stuff. Well, mainly. And he's an awesome photographer. So please check it out. All right. Should I read Dario's question?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just read it first so there's nothing crazy. With this last episode of What If, we see the badder half of Doctor Strange, one that absorbs... This is riddled with spelling errors. I'm kidding. One that absorbs the powers from others, just like Mordo did at the end of Doctor Strange, eventually taking the better half. In the Far From Home trailer, Doctor Strange seems to be different. Do you guys think this is the Strange we see in the Spidey movie, or a variant of himself?
We're going right to it.
Yeah, Dario, I know, thank you for the super chat. You're cutting right to the end of the episode. I mean, we also
I
see
got
that...
places to go. I want this stream to be quick. Let's just get right to the question.
You too? Okay. We're going to answer Dario's question, and then we're going to go. That's it. Hopefully Dario isn't driving. We also see the octopus that Peggy Carter fights. Yes. All right. So there's a lot to go over there. There is the Doctor Strange that you see in this episode. I don't know if it's... I mean, we know what happens at the end of this episode. So how can he be in the movie? Theories? I know Yoko is great at her theories. Do you have any for that specific?
Well, we didn't see him, like, he was still left, right? Somewhere. So who knows? Maybe.
He's in the little
he's in the little purple
prism.
Yeah. But
So
he still exists somewhere.
He exists, but how likely is it? I mean, maybe he got out. Is it as simple as that? I've seen people point out, like, MCU Strange had his hands busted, right? So whenever he's... What is this thing called? The sling ring?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he's doing that, like, his hands are real...
Is that what it's called? Sling ring?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I've never heard that. Huh.
I don't know. Is that like a MCU term, or is that a jewelry term? I don't know. I've never heard. It's like the ring that goes across 2 fingers, and it's just I don't know, whatever. But in the trailer, it doesn't seem like he has any scars on his hands or anything like that. So it's probably not the MCU Strange, unless he uses some sort of very vain... Yeah. Does he use some sort of cosmetic magic to cover up his scarred hands?
I have no idea.
I did not look at his hands that closely.
No.
Knuckle duster, sling ring. I like this. This is a toy commercial line right there. Sling ring. Can you imagine Doctor Strange saying that as he's opening up a portal? Or Benedict Cumberbatch saying that?
That's his catchphrase.
He's just like, Sling Ring, do your thing. Maybe like if it was some sort of
I don't know. Maybe
90s
I'd like
cartoon.
him better if he said that.
90s cartoon. So the premise of this episode. So first of all, what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? Me being the genius that I am, just reading the title and going about my week before the episode came out, I'm like, oh, so they replaced his heart with something because he lost it in the accident. I took it for a very literal meaning, and I was very, very wrong with that part. But in this story,
I think that's fair.
What's that?
I think that's fair.
Are you trying to be nice?
I am actually nice.
It's
I
very.
can tell you that I'm nice.
I don't know. It's very awkward. It doesn't seem natural for you.
That's on you.
Yeah. Plasti says, doesn't that prison look like the inside of the soul gem? It kind of does look like a crystal of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
So the premise of this episode is a Doctor Strange of a different timeline. He's with Rachel McAdams. I don't remember what her name is. All I know is it's Rachel McAdams.
Christine Palmer.
Christine, yes.
I was gonna say.
And they go through they're going to an event. They have the same car crash, but this is an absolute point in their timeline where Christine has to die in order for the universe to keep rolling properly, for Stephen Strange to become Doctor Strange and get the Eye of Agamotto and whatnot. But he's so heartbroken over it, he doesn't die, or he doesn't get injured in this version. She dies, and his whole thing is he has to learn the magic to try and find a way to bring her back. And it's just over and over. She just, every time he goes back to try to change the timeline, whatever he tries to do, she just keeps dying. It almost seems some of the ways she dies was crazy. It was just like, oh, let's leave her alone. Building fire. Oh, let me just stay with her protector. She's like randomly collapses on the street. Oh, let's go to a different restaurant. Guy with gun. Like, they didn't even show the guy was robbing something or what his reason was. It was just some Final Destination craziness. How did you guys feel about just that whole sequence? It was really sad, but at the same time, it seemed I don't know.
It was such a fun, uplifting episode, right? just a barrel of laughs.
I mean, you're right. It was totally funny. No. I don't know. Do you know what? Can I be very honest with you about this episode? Like I say every week.
I'm going to say no this time.
No.
Actually, no, go ahead, Troy.
One of the things I wish that they did in the original Doctor Strange movie was I really wish they fleshed out the relationship between Strange and Christine, because it kind of you didn't really me personally, I didn't feel like there was chemistry, but like I wish there was more of a deeper chemistry that we saw. So when she died, I wish there was more, of a pow to our hearts. Because for me, I was like, oh, she's just dying again. So, like, I just wish we felt that. And that's one of the things that I felt this episode lacked as well. But it wasn't because of the episode's fault. It was because the story of Doctor Strange didn't really flesh out the relationship. So that was one of my biggest things that I wish that the MCU did with Strange and Christine.
But dude, like, I thought the voice acting, like, and the combination, like, the animation worked. Benedict Cumberbatch sold it pretty well for me. Like, you could just hear it in his voice. You can hear how he was talking to her. Like, the first time it happened, he's like, oh no, we'll do whatever. I'll be on the game. I'll act like I'm accepting the award as a game show contestant and this and that. And it just seemed like he was very desperate. And I think that helped sell it. Not the viewer's connection with her, but the pain that he was feeling.
Yeah, I think Benedict was really, like, he did not phone it in this episode. He really put a lot into selling it. So I really, really liked it in that aspect. Honestly, one of the things that kind of was really like, oh, wow, the whole cast of Doctor Strange came back.
Right.
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
And that's something we haven't seen in other episodes where like a whole cast of a movie came back. They probably got them all to film or do their voice work on Doctor Strange 2. So they're like, hey, you're in this movie. Let's get you guys doing What If. But I really like that they were all there. And I really, really liked that what's her name? Leslie Bibb's character, the girl who slept with Tony Stark in Iron Man.
Oh, the reporter.
The reporter. She was in this episode too.
Mhm.
So I was like, man, everyone's in this show. So yeah, that's just my hot take. So I really like what they're doing with this episode, and that's why I felt it was like the acting was so good in this episode.
Yoko, how's your take on the voice acting
No,
talent?
I
this
agree.
week?
And actually, you know, like Doctor Strange is not my favorite, and I preferred this episode to the movie.
Mm.
So I don't know. It was a more interesting story to me. I don't know.
Crack it open, Troy. You can crack it open. We can do unboxing Friday. I mean, I already did an unboxing Wednesday this week, so everything's out the window for that. I think the music this week was pretty on point as well, and especially the animation for all the different effects that you saw. Even like when he was conjuring up all the different demons that he could consume. It's like let's get this little angry lawn gnome, and then he would just cycle through all of them. Which one is that, Troy? The effect?
Sorry, I'm muted. One of the things I just noticed, it's like it's green, and I understand like he's using the time stone, but like in the art, it's yellow. So, and I don't even remember. Did he have the time stone at the end when he merged? I don't know. I don't remember. I was gonna watch this episode again today because I really liked it. So
When he merged?
yeah, with the other Doctor Strange,
Oh
his
yeah.
other half.
Dragon Eyes 69. Leave my toys alone says, I think the end of season 1 What If will show Strange Supreme end up in the main MCU and trap MCU Strange to do the spell for Spidey. Explains the bad Doctor Strange wig in the trailer. Yeah, that definitely looked off, his hair piece in when he's wearing like the bummy clothes, the COVID stay at home clothes. So that did look very different.
But I mean, maybe he just hasn't done his hair. Don't you know what that's like, Kev?
No.
It's me every day.
I'm not like Mario who does his hair and then puts a hat on. What a weirdo.
Just in case he's asked to take it off, you know?
I think after watching the episode, I'm a little bit more okay with having this this figure in the wave. If I'm gonna build Watu anyway, I thought it was dope. It seems like Watu is just getting closer and closer on his observations of people. Like in the last episode, you see when Coulson was driving, you see the Watcher over the desert looking at them, and he's getting closer. And then it was super dope when, you know, because Strange is in all these mystic arts, he's just like, hello.
I like that moment a lot. Yeah, I thought that was a really cool moment that you see, like if he's that powerful that he can sense that the Watcher's there. I thought that was
amazing. And he ends up pleading to him at the end. He's like, do something. He's like, I can't do anything. Can you imagine just standing there and you thought you were narrating and nobody can hear you?
But he didn't seem startled by that either, though.
No.
You know, yeah. Like he knew.
He's just like, stay very still and don't say anything. Because hey, what if, you know,
pulling a drag
tries to steal his energy or his magic and made him more powerful.
What I did like about this episode a lot was so throughout the series you're gradually seeing the Watcher. So it's not like you're seeing, like in the first episode you didn't really see him that much, and then the second episode you're seeing little outlines. But I liked how this episode you're actually seeing him and his presence, and you can see him blending into like the buildings. So I thought every episode you gradually see him more, and then now you got this guy pleading with him. And it's kind of funny because like I watched I don't know if you watched the Eternals trailer, but like they're like, we couldn't do anything.
Mhm.
And now you're seeing this guy, he's like, we can't do anything. There's a lot of people in this universe that's just not doing anything when a lot of things happen. So that's all I gotta say.
That's true. They're handcuffed, supposedly. And then we saw one of the monsters. The first one that this strange Supreme conjured up was the one from the first episode. That's from Dario's question as well. From the Captain Carter.
Just a
Is that
leg.
just a naked leg?
Yeah, it's a build-a-figure piece for this guy. It's just a naked leg.
If you're a parent like who didn't know that, it's just like, what is this piece?
I guess that's why they hid it underneath the packaging.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. That makes more sense. Yeah. What do you think it means if they brought in that octopus creature that the Red Skull tried to summon in the first episode? Yoko, any Yoko theories?
Not really. I don't know if it's just like a fun callback or if it really means anything, because we still don't really know how these universes line up, right? So it's just something to keep an eye on for later.
I think in the early trailers, there's a scene where it's Peggy Carter talking to this Doctor Strange. So does that mean that he escapes? Because if she's talking to him and they're not in that little glass cage, that means he gets out at some time in this series, right? Before the movie comes out?
Before the movie comes out. Yeah.
So I guess that answers our first question from the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if, like, because I keep on hearing reports that the squiddy guy is Shumagorath. So, like, is it Shumagorath? Is he actually trying to get into the universe? Is he trying to, like, what is he doing? What is it? This guy? Will he be the main villain on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? Who knows? But everything that Marvel does and everything that they put in, there's always a reason to it. We don't know now, but we'll know soon. So, like you guys said, like, time will tell. And I wish I had this thing so I could fast forward time so I know what was happening, because I really like where the MCU
Haven't you
is going.
seen Click? Come on, you can't do that.
I know I can't do that. That movie, I've seen it in the theaters. I cried my eyes out.
Oh yeah,
I will say that that was not an experience that I wanted to go into. But that's another review for another day. But yeah, you know what? We don't know what.
Oh wait, no, Yoko doesn't like Adam Sandler movies. Never mind. We're not talking about Click. It is known.
There's like so many things I want to say, and I don't know what to say.
Say it.
No, I was just like, I'm trying to process, like, okay, wait. When you said Click, that was the movie I was thinking of, but I'm like, when you're talking about crying, and I'm like, wait, this can't be the movie that I'm thinking of.
Yes, it's the movie you're thinking of. Like, I cried at the end. The end, I was just bawling.
I mean, I haven't seen it.
Oh
wait,
no.
then why is it causing confusion if you haven't?
Because it didn't seem to me like a movie that would cause people to cry.
Oh, the ending is
It gets
super
very
sad.
real at the end. Very,
So
very real.
sad. It's like, yeah, I don't want
I'm
to.
not going to ruin it for you because
No,
you're gonna watch it.
I'm not gonna watch it.
You're gonna watch it right after this. I mean, if you wanted to leave right now to watch it, that would be cool.
But
As long as
You
you
just
want.
want me to leave.
honestly,
You're the surprise guest.
just YouTube the ending, because the ending is like, it hits you. It's like, oh shoot, and like, it just really like hits home for a lot of people. So I don't know, that movie, like, even though it's kind of, I don't know, it's not the best, it has a really like heartfelt ending. And then so I recommend it. I do recommend it. It's like, what, 15 years old right now?
Yeah,
That movie, it's so old.
probably. Trevor brings up a good point that I was thinking about, like how big of a plot point in the MCU can be dependent on something that happens from the show. I'm assuming is it would Disney's assumption be that for the majority of people who watch an MCU movie, they, what's the percentage that have Disney Plus and are hardcore fans of the show, that if you didn't watch the show, would you know what the hell is going on if this random Doctor Strange was there? If you didn't watch WandaVision, how does that affect whatever happens in I guess Doctor Strange again as well? And I think that's a very good point.
At one point, they had said like nothing would happen in the Disney Plus shows that would require. Sorry, nothing would happen in the movies that would require you to have seen the shows to understand.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, they had said that.
I don't think that's true anymore. To be honest,
I don't either.
No, like maybe it's just a ploy to be like, look, if you want to know what happens, you should really sign up for Disney Plus.
Yeah,
that would be crazy.
If you're a MCU fan and you like the Marvel content, like Marvel Studios content, you're gonna watch these shows. There's a lot of fans of the MCU, but they're not very, they just watch it when they can and they go watch it with their families and such. Like my dad goes, "Oh, that new Shang-Chi movie." And I'm like, "Oh, Shang-Chi, but yes." And he's like, "Oh, I want to watch that movie." I was like, "But you have never seen any of the other movies. Like you just seen one trailer for this movie." And he's like, "Oh, but it looks interesting." So like you have people that kind of just pick up here and there, but I really think that these shows are well, they've been really good for us fans for this year because we were dry with without Marvel content for 9-10 months, about a year, I think. A year and a bit. So I think if you're a Marvel fan, you're going to watch these things, you're going to see all the connective tissues. But if you're not, you're really missing out on a huge storytelling. Like what happens when Captain America 4 comes out and you don't know why he became Captain America. Why did Sam become Captain America? You don't know that backstory, right? And then when you watch Doctor Strange and Wanda's in there, you're going to be like, why is she here? What is she doing? So you're missing a huge chunk. And they're filling out this universe. So I don't know. If you're a fan, you gotta watch these movies. And if you're not, you're missing out, sadly.
80s Baby says we always want to fast forward the bad, boring events in our lives, but it just shows us that every moment is special and we miss things we take for granted. That is essentially the theme of the end of Click, but in a much more compounded crying capacity. I have no smooth transition for this. Here's Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Hi. You guys can hear me okay?
Yeah, you're
Jason?
good.
Yoko, nice to meet you. Nice to meet
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
I am mad at all of you, except for Yoko.
What is this, the airing of grievances? You don't just show up and then say, I'm mad at all of you. I got a lot of problems with you people.
That's a great way to start. I wish I could start that way. You've seen Shang-Chi. I haven't seen Shang-Chi. You have, Troy, your what if wave. I don't have my what if wave. I'm mad at your privilege that you all have. Anyway, no, I think you made a really great point about the quality of the viewing experience with the Disney Plus material if you haven't seen the movies or if you have. But I think that is connected to the value of the MCU product, which they really are selling us on continuity. Like the idea that like sometimes the continuity, the value of the movie is on how much it affects continuity. Like you love a movie because it changes what's going to happen for the next 5 years, as opposed to the movie itself being particularly compelling or whatever it might be, or the acting or whatever. If those things are questionable, like the selling point of these 25 or whatever the number is now, MCU films, is that they are all connected, and you can, for the first time, have a interconnected experience with 3 Disney Plus shows, 4 Disney Plus shows, and all these things. Continuity is the main product here.
Yeah.
That being said, if you haven't watched anything, each movie should still work on its own, except for probably Endgame. But I think Endgame will work, because you don't always know the answer. But don't forget, there have been movies where you don't ever learn the main character's real name. There have been a century of movies where you don't know the main character's backstory or the villain's backstory. The idea that we need to know these things is a very new idea,
Mhm.
and it doesn't apply to all movies. I mean, you can find critically acclaimed movie after box office smash movie after all these things where you don't know any more than what they tell you within the 2 hours. And if the storyteller does a good job with those 2 hours, you actually don't. You might want to know more, but what you need and what you want aren't necessarily the same thing.
I'm being very cautious and selective with what I have to say because there's a lot of stuff that I want to tie in that I it's obviously a spoiler, but I'm just too excited. So I'm really gonna let you dictate what's going on because all three of us have seen Shang-Chi. Jason,
So I am mad at Yoko. I knew it. I had a hunch.
You are mad at me too.
I had a hunch. I'm not true. Of course, you know I'm not mad. I'm very happy for you, and I'm just jonesing. I'm like, I need my fix, right? I need my continuity fix, and I really want to see. I want to see that movie badly. So, yes, a Canadian Day.
shout outs. Yeah, RMD Collective channel member. What's going on? Says it's been a Canadian Day. Simu as Shang-Chi movie drops. Paul won Best Lead Actor. Yes, shout outs to Paul. Congratulations. And his photo shoot.
Yeah. Good old angry uppa.
And Drake. I don't listen to Drake, but sure. Congratulations.
You don't listen to Drake?
No.
What?
No.
Troy, on behalf of the population that doesn't listen to Drake, we're not missing much. It's okay. There are other things out there. We're obviously getting well fed. There are other things to consume. We're okay.
Like Disney Plus content.
Like Disney Plus content or whatever.
The problem for me is that for Canadian radio stations, a certain percentage of the content played on the radio has to be Canadian artists.
Oh my gosh, you're
30,
right.
60? What does that mean?
That's a high.
33%?
One third of the content. In
So
Canada has to be
whenever
Canadian.
they're like, oh shoot, let's just play Drake. So that's why you're bombarded with all these Drake songs. And then maybe if Justin Bieber has a new album, then you'll hear that song nonstop everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So that's my beef with it. And then it's like I don't get as much as the other
in the
content.
90s, I used to call bands that were, I thought, only on Canadian broadcasting because they were Canadian content. I used to call them CanCon specials. So if I thought they didn't meet a minimum bar in terms of quality, it's like, oh, that's just a CanCon special. They need them to meet the quota.
All right.
Anyway,
back on topic. Jason, how did you feel about this episode? As you're about to sip your tea of some sort.
I'm a coffee guy. This is my coffee.
Oh, you drink coffee? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to stay on topic.
If you want to do that.
No, I mean, staying on topic. Staying on topic.
It was my least favorite of the 4 episodes, of which I've liked all 4. But
does it mean it's bad or just least favorite?
I'm pretty careful with my words, if you haven't noticed. It's just my least favorite. I don't think it was bad. I don't think they make a bad product ever. Even my least favorite movies from this particular studio, I still watch them over and over. Like, they're still not bad, you know? That being said, I don't find that the realm of magic in superhero movies is my sweet spot. So although I really liked the Doctor Strange movie, and I thought there was a lot of fun in it, I always worry that I'm sure there's a film term for this, and someone in the chat will put it up for me. But this idea, I think it's called Deus Ex Machina, the idea that there's something built in, you can anytime pull out a solution to a problem that's just another spell. So whenever there's sort of a magic-based problem, I can't help it. I start rolling my eyes and just waiting for the magician to discover, or in this case, sorcerer, to discover the spell that we didn't even know about at the beginning that's going to solve everything. But this really wasn't about that. This was just about the meaningfulness of what I've already forgotten her name. Rachel McAdams' character.
Yes, he's just like me. I didn't remember her name either.
Well, that's
Christine?
Christine. The reason we can't remember her name is because it doesn't matter. That's the truth of it. She's not, anyway. She's Rachel McAdams more importantly than she is Christine. Canadian.
Yes.
But
I believe she went to York University.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So did I. Anyway.
So did I. That's the only reason I know.
Nice. So I thought it was good that, put the focus at the role, how important Christine is for him. I do find that maybe to be a bit of a falsehood because she, you know, does some important stuff in the movie, but she wasn't in any of his other appearances. Like, he doesn't seem like he's gone in and made her part of his life in the Doctor Strange that we know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's what Troy was saying earlier.
yeah,
Mhm.
she's not. It's like Wong is his guy, and Christine maybe we're going to see again, depending if they can negotiate the contract.
She's in Doctor Strange too.
I'm happy to hear that, and I hope it's more than just a bit of footage from the editing floor, the same way that Jane Foster was in Endgame. It's just extra footage from Thor: The Dark World. They just snipped into the movie, didn't shoot her, any more footage, but she gets credited in those amazing closing credits. It says Natalie Portman, even though she did not film any footage for that movie. That being said, I did like how it really did focus on that moment for him. But I think with an egomaniac like that, I don't actually believe that Christine is all that important to him. I think it's more his road is for himself. Like, it's about discovering.
Isn't that the final confrontation between the two strangers? He says that.
I don't remember. I watched it once, and I was on the board side. I will admit, I find that, and again, this is not about the quality of the product. It's about me and my bias. I find that once there's just spells going around, and nothing against Harry Potter or Jedis, but when they're just doing this, after a while, it's a light show, and it's pretty.
It's cool. It is a light show.
It's a pretty light show, and I become less interested than I would be when it's like, and this is just I'm trying to play with the crowd here. I'm much more interested when it's Cap versus Bucky to save his soul. Like that, those stakes for me, with those things are more important. They connect with me greater than magicians do on like this. But that's just, personal. I enjoyed it, but I probably won't watch that one again.
Yoko, how did you feel about last week's episode?
I did not like last week's episode.
And this week?
The ending ruined last week's episode for me. I liked this one more than last week's episode, but
we're all very like opposite. Troy didn't like last week, but you really liked this week.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh, this was an amazing episode. Jason's like, I was struggling to stay awake, but you thought last week was okay.
Yeah, I liked most of last week, and it's different though. Like, I got really ramped up when they put that arrow in Thor's chest. Like, that pulled me right out of my seat.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they could have packed that episode a little bit neater to make the build up for Hank Pym been more meaningful.
Yeah.
I'm also, and again, it's just, when you've watched enough movies, the ending gag of there are a million Nick Furies. Was it Nick Fury that he was disguised as? Yeah, Loki.
Yeah.
So when there are a million Nick Furies and the guy's like struggling through, we're all ahead of Hank Pym in that scene.
Yeah.
But that means we all know it's Loki. So we're kind of just waiting for the villain to catch up to us as viewers, which is actually not a great place to be. You kind of want to be on the other side of that, where you're trying to catch up to what other characters know. So you're on the edge of your chair trying to discover. The whole point of a whodunit is you don't know who did it. And once we figure out who did it, we just want to see justice.
I need that as a t-shirt. The whole point of whodunit is you don't know who did it.
Right. So once we knew it, the episode lost its pull. And they're just, it's just Loki toying with Hank Pym, which wasn't interesting to watch. But I have a deeper dive on this. 1 sec. Do you mind if I do? Was for Troy. Because Troy, you mentioned last week about it being Agatha Christie style. And you compared it then to, I think, Knives Out.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay, just quick. Knives Out is structured 2/3 Agatha Christie, 1/3 Hitchcock. And I say that because Hitchcock popularized this form of thriller where you know what the protagonist knows and they're just on the run. So for the middle section, spoilers for Knives Out, if you haven't seen it, you really should. If nothing else, it's a love letter to those two filmmakers. For the middle act of that film, you think she did it. She thinks she did it, and you're with her on her journey. That is the opposite of an Agatha Christie movie. Agatha Christie movies, you don't know who did it, and you're in a fixed location, and it's like everyone could be the one who did it. So the first act is Agatha Christie, the second act is Hitchcock, and the third act is back to Agatha Christie, which makes that movie brilliant.
I do agree.
Like, you could pull that off and like switch these whodunit to thriller to whodunit, and you still didn't really know, but you great, really well executed. And if you watch it through that lens, you can see the act structure change as it goes and the style change to go with it. So that being said, this one was Agatha Christie style, the whodunit, and it had its moments. But anyway, I just wanted to.
There you go, Troy.
I've been wanting to tell you that for a week.
that.
Knives Out is not a prototypical example of Agatha Christie. It's a
all
hybrid.
week.
Yeah,
A hybrid, but
it's a
still
hybrid.
a
But it
little
has-
bit.
It absolutely has it in there. It's part of its DNA,
Yes.
without a doubt.
Yeah,
Without a
but again, like for me, like I wish that there was more. Like I'm one of those people that like clues to a mystery. So for that episode in particular, I didn't see those clues right away,
They weren't
and
there.
there was no clues, and they weren't there, right?
Yeah,
But I could appreciate it. So, but can I just say,
Marcus, the bomb under the table. You got it exactly,
do we
I
all like
know, I
episode
know.
1, right?
dude. That's why I'm mad at you. Look at that thing.
We all liked episode 1, right? All of us.
Yeah.
But even if even if you're not liking an episode, you still like it, don't you? I mean,
Yeah.
it's still better than watching not this, right?
Yeah.
Been watching what?
Not this,
Oh yeah.
like something else. I'd rather
Like-
watch.
Like click.
Yes, I'd rather watch bad Marvel or least favorite Marvel any day of the week.
Yeah.
Who was I forget already. Who was the guy in the past that Evil Strange meets and
Oh,
At the library.
yeah, I guess he was a librarian.
Yeah, he said he was the keeper of the books or something. Obeng.
Okay.
yeah.
So was he no one or is he someone?
He's got like mismatched colored eyes, but I didn't know what the significance of that. If that's a
Have we
specific.
looked it up yet? Who that guy is?
Yes. So in the Marvel universe, he's actually Obeng is actually Caglioso. So it's the same person. So people are speculating it's actually Caglioso because in the comics he's also Caglioso. So
Obeng is an alias for Cagliostro.
Right.
Interesting.
Dragon Eye 69. Thank you. That's awesome.
yes.
And then remind me who is Cagliostro.
It's the magician or sorcerer who I
Has,
guess
like,
was able to perform
Mhm.
or
He didn't
have
know.
the power to break the absolute point.
He's actually a real person too. So if you ever know, he's like he's an alchemist in like I don't know how long ago, but he was an alchemist.
Right,
But
here we go.
Marvel took his
Right.
story and made him a Marvel like
That's cool.
sorcerer. So definitely look at the stories. It's kind of cool. But
When is
yeah.
the reference to him in the Doctor Strange movie?
What do you mean?
So when he goes into the library, I forget if it's Wong or something, but he's reading the Book of Caglioso. So the Book of Caglioso was stolen by, I believe, Callias, and that book
Caecilius.
and the pages that he was reading, this
Oh
strange.
yeah, when he
So-
ripped it out of the.
Yeah,
So he's just a name that's been dropped as opposed to we don't know any more in the movie than that.
no,
I didn't really see a point in like going to his library and then having him be his own librarian, but then not reveal himself. You know,
Yeah.
is it just a red herring for the sake of it? But then you wouldn't really know unless you're a hardcore fan or you looked it up and like, oh, it's the same person. But then what's the reason for that deception? Because he stays there and then he ends up aging as Strange is training and working on
Right.
his spells.
Do you know
So-
what was funny for me about this? When Strange went to go see Obeng, it reminded me of Return of the Jedi, where Luke goes to see Yoda, and he's just like dying. So I got a really Return of the Jedi feel out of that. I don't know if
When
anyone-
Yoda's old.
yeah, Yoda's old, he's dying. So that's what I got out of it.
Okay, so there's a few different. There's Cagliostro and Cogliostro. Cogliostro is a Todd McFarlane Spawn character created by Neil Gaiman. Put that aside. Cagliostro is the one we're aiming for here. But if people are Spawn fans, they might know Cagliostro as well. Or not. Yes, and history was a charlatan. He was an Italian in the 17th century.
Yoko, you were going to say something about Return of the Jedi?
Oh, no, well, I was just going to say, like, well, and Yoda didn't reveal himself immediately either. So
Right.
I was just trying to add to his theory.
Right.
There you go. Nice.
Very
Very
same
good.
wavelength.
Mm-hmm.
We're there.
Luke was so dumb. Come on, man. You know what? That was a sign that Luke is racist. He's assuming that Yoda couldn't be a Jedi Master. Honestly, he's such a racist, that guy.
Yeah, he said, "Judge me by my size, do you?
Yes. Well done, Kevin.
Judge me by my skin color, do you?"
So have you, it's just a take it off topic, but you can tell me to stay on. Have you all watched the Disney Plus episode, the Disney Gallery, where they show the filming of the season finale of Mandalorian?
Yeah, I have.
No, not
Yoko
yet.
has.
Yeah, me too. Troy, what's wrong with you?
I honestly forgot that was out, so I'll go watch it tonight.
It's
Yeah.
some good 45 minutes of TV.
That was
When
great.
it's a good time to talk about it, if you guys want to talk about it, I'm totally game to talk about that at some point.
Possibly another time. We're going
I
to
have-
try to keep this one on topic.
Okay, I have to go with Toy Rensu's comment about Paul and I being variants. So if I wear the hat and Paul's name on Instagram is Angry Appa, and in Hebrew the word for father is Abba. So I've joked with Kevin, and I don't know if you ever noticed I did this joke, but I always said that I want to change my handle to Angry Abba, and then
You can do that.
and just to counter with Paul. But no, Paul and I are have some similarities in that respect. When I first started watching Kim's during the quarantine, I never watched it before that, but when I finally got around to watching it, I never realized I was going to feel such a closeness with
Paul?
to Paul's character, and then eventually it projected onto Paul. Like I went into the show expecting it to be like I'm going to identify with the kids or whatever. Sometimes I don't realize.
You thought you were going to identify with
Listen,
the kids?
Kevin, you got
That's like
little
me
ones.
thinking the 90s is only 10 years ago. Jason.
Sometimes it happens. Like you don't realize that when you're watching movies, you switch from being the kid to being the parent. Like it happens
Dude,
sometimes.
all of these movies with like parents and like Tony's "I Love You 3000" thing.
Yeah,
I'm sure it would not have affected me the same way
of
if
course,
I were not a parent
of course.
when I watched it.
Yeah.
Like Joyce said to me all the time, she's like, "You've gone soft." I'm just like, I'm gonna cry. She's
No, it
like,
changes
"You've gone
everything.
soft." No, I never would have expected that. It's crazy.
True.
It's crazy.
Anyway.
Did you guys watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yes.
First 2 seasons.
Yoko, did you watch all
Yes,
of it?
I watched it religiously and I love it, and I fight people all the time who say that it's not canon.
It's not.
Yoko has left the chat. No. So,
But if you've watched it, you will understand why it makes me angry. But if you haven't watched it, it's easy to dismiss it like that. But if you've seen it, especially the last season, you will understand why I
here we
get
go. No
Fight.
more variants.
Oh.
They're now enemies.
We're enemies.
There's this one story arc where one of the characters in real life, he had a daughter, and I think she died or something. And the whole team gets stuck in this Matrix type of scenario where they're in this dream world, this manufactured world, where they're trying to keep them there by making up this scenario where it's like what the greatest thing that they desire, they have all of it in this world. And in this world, his daughter's there, and like they have like a happy family. And then obviously, the main character is just like, no, we got to break everyone out of this world and this and that. And then this guy's like, I don't want to go back to this world where I don't have her. Just leave me here. And I was just like, God.
Yeah.
And then I think he's like holding her as they take down the system, and she just disappears. And the
Pain.
dude, like that never would have affected me before. It's insane. Anyway.
That's like right out of an Alan Moore Superman comic. There's a famous Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons Superman comic that was adapted into the Justice League Unlimited animated series, and in it, they're Superman. It's his birthday, and Wonder Woman and Batman are on their way to, in the comic, I think it's Robin's there too, to celebrate Superman's birth at the Fortress of Solitude. And when they get there, they find Superman basically in a trance, and he has this plant on his chest that is making him think that he's in his fantasy. And Superman his fantasy is that he's on Krypton. He's got his wife, he's got his kid, and life is just perfect. He's got the farmer thing going on for himself, so he's getting that itch scratched. The whole setup, the family, the planet's still alive, his parents are still alive, so he's just so happy. And same as you're saying, Kevin, when he realizes that when he really strongly suspects that he's in a dream,
Yeah.
He has to tell that kid that I've got to go, and he has to will his entire universe to end. He has to will the planet to explode to get out of the dream. It's the Black Mercy is the name of the planet. Thank you, Marcus. It's a great episode of the show and a classic comic.
This kind of reminds me of a show called WandaVision.
Yeah, well, this idea of like having your fantasy and then realizing it can't hold, right?
I didn't get that same vibes from. Well, I guess it was kind of the same thing. She had those kids there, but I don't know.
Well, she willed that whole city into existence.
Like those kids?
And the kids and the
Kids are all right.
Vision. And like that last moment, right, where he says goodbye, and like it was amazing.
Who else cried? I cried.
But Troy, I mean, come on.
I cried.
I did not cry.
I cry for everything. Okay,
I'm not a
You
crier.
cried for quick. It's okay.
I cried
You're a
in
sweet guy.
Shang-Chi yesterday, so I will say that there was a point in Shang-Chi where I cried. There were some tears.
I want to find out everything about that movie. I know, but
Let's get back on topic before everyone starts crying.
Doctor Strange?
Before everyone starts crying. I think Strange, that his final form there near the end, where all the beasts and the creatures that he absorbed. I mean, first of all, that looks really awesome. I'd get that as a Build-A-Figure. Something like that. But the whole idea that, like, I think that's a pretty common thing. Somebody who wants something really bad, they'll do whatever they want to get it to, and then at the end they turn into this monster. But that's just like, oh, but that person comes back. I don't want you. You're completely different now. Yeah. I don't know. That monster was pretty crazy. I think he did a fantastic voice acting.
Yeah.
But he's a great voice actor, right? He does tons of stuff.
Well, his voice is great. I don't know how much voice acting he does, other than the dragon.
I mean,
Hobbit.
He was a great Smaug, so I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
For me, what really, I like the foreshadowing in this episode a lot. When they're in the car and Christine is talking about the surgery he did about splitting the two hemispheres of the brain. And then that's what the Ancient One did with him. So
is that what that? Because he was going to a ceremony to recognize him for a procedure that he did. Is that what that is? I didn't know what that was. How did you know what that was?
I watch. So every episode, I watch these deep dives and like these like Easter eggs. So then when I come to these episodes, I sound a little more educated.
It doesn't work.
That's the trick.
No, it doesn't work.
It's like Agatha Christie.
Troy, tell me, what was the procedure but separating the
hemisphere something.
The radical hemisphere rectonomy.
Did you say what I think you said?
Rectonomy?
Rectonomy. I think that's what it's called, but that's the procedure that happened. And then, so when I just like the symbolism because that's what basically the Ancient One did with Strange. He basically separated the two, and she created a timeline. Wait, what is it? A variant within the timeline?
How did it have two in the same universe?
Yeah, so I don't know how she did it.
In that universe, there are multiple timelines.
Yeah,
the same way that the Avengers they hop between timelines in their movie,
in their universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I just there's a lot of things where I don't get once time travel and
it's made up.
Like I know, but like once like I'm like Bruce. Who was it? who was it in Endgame who was so confused about time travel? Like I was like
Everyone.
everyone.
all the viewers.
Like, so yeah,
but
so
it
like
seemed like they simplified it so easily.
They
Like,
had
no, you
fun.
can't.
Like their consistency in what the writers think time travel is. They went for something, and they were like, and I love how they kept saying that's not how time travel works. Like that was a fun thread in that movie, and how every other movie does it wrong from their point of view. But they said they spoke to Marcus and McFeely said they spoke to astrophysicists or whatever, quantum physicists or whatever scientific credentials you need to make up science fiction for a movie in Hollywood.
Right.
They spoke to those people and they kind of picked one version of time travel and just went with it, which was fun. And I'm happy to see a non-hot tub time machine. Thank you, Quinn. Non-hot tub time machine, non-Back to the Future version of time travel for some difference. Like, yeah, it was fun.
yeah,
Was this absolute point like something new? Because I don't remember hearing
I've
anything
never
about
heard it before.
no, I haven't heard about it. Like
It wasn't in Loki. I know Yoko is the Loki.
The closest that my brain comes to it is from X-Men Days of Future Past. They're talking in that one about Hank McCoy is talking about Star Trek and about how there are like things in the universe that like the stream, like you can redirect the stream, but it is still going to go where it's going to go.
yeah,
So there are some things you can change and some things you can't.
yeah.
And so,
that
that obviously, I know that's not continuity, but that's the only time I've ever heard that thing used recently in superhero talk.
yeah, and that's why like every way you slice it, like, well, Doctor Strange had to go through the accident, like, because he'll end up to that destination of becoming the Sorcerer Supreme. So that's why, like, in the actual movie, like, it was important that he got into a car crash and then he became the Sorcerer Supreme. But then, like, because of Christine coming on board, and I don't know, because some maneuvers with his car, like, he had to still go through that process kind of thing. So I don't know why. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
I remember people wondering about that in my late night stream too. People were saying like, wait, if absolute points are supposed to be like universal or across all the universes, but in our MCU, in our timeline, that didn't happen. Right? She didn't. Die. So like, well, how does that fit in?
So maybe it's only absolute points for a specific timeline.
Or for his
universe. So the timeline changing within your own universe.
Yeah.
There's certain things you can't move. Torensu's saying the Ancient One, when she dies, she says that she can't ever go past that moment, so that she knows it's like her end. That was a good point. I always thought that was more about what she could see. Like
hasn't she seen everything?
She's seen everything into the future up until the point where she dies, right? When she talks to Strange in her astral form with the lightning and at the hospital. That was a neat moment for sure, but I don't think that was an absolute moment. I think that was more just that she can't see past her own death.
So,
but I don't know. It's also, I mean, whatever they name it, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Who is on board to who wants a Wong action figure now that he's in this episode? He has been absent this whole time. He is, as you've seen in the trailers, he's in Shang-Chi. Who's down for one? I think it's time he got one, right?
You are a bad poker player.
What?
You're a bad poker player.
He's in the trailer.
He is. That is a fact. You're right.
Yeah.
Benedict Wong is a human being. You're right.
And I am a bad poker player. There you go. These are all facts.
I want a Benny Wong poker player. I want a Benny Wong figure for sure. For sure. He has to come with his iPhone to Beyonce, right? That moment. I'm all a fan of always those characters. Like you and I, we've talked about wanting a Heimdall in his gold armor, like all those kinds of great actors that are in these tiny supporting roles. They're so cool. And now with the photo real face stuff, like I get everybody. And we know he's coming back for Homecoming. From Homecoming, from Can't Go Home, as well as
he's in a lot. So I think he's hopefully Do you think he's a strong enough character to be a single in a wave or throw him in a 2-pack? I mean, if you have another Doctor Strange wave coming out in the future, you're going to get another Strange with updated, what is it? Redecoed faced. I forget what the phrasing is. But, you know, I could see that in a wave. Put that in there.
I could see, like, honestly, Wong is such a strong contender now because he is now a force in the MCU. If you think about it, like
he's in the final scene, like the battle scene. Everyone in there should have a figure.
Exactly, and
that's a strong argument. That's
and
but
I do see him going to be in that Doctor Strange wave. I think he's a no-brainer. I'm just hoping that we don't get a redone Doctor Strange from the No Way Home wave to the Doctor Strange movie, because that's going to be two Doctor Stranges, basically the same kind of Doctor Strange. And if you think about this figure is kind of like it has pinless technologies on the hand, and so I feel like there's going to be some reuse from this figure with the No Way Home one, and you can't sell a Doctor Strange wave without Doctor Strange in it. So
yeah.
Honestly, we're going to get another one. What I do hope is that we get a deluxe Doctor Strange comic inspired. So we get all these magical effects and hands and different kind of capes. Like, that's something I want. So
it's coming.
It has to be. Like, that's something that I really want.
Yeah, and like, you just get the Doctor Strange in the Spider-Man wave, and then in the Doctor Strange wave, you get him in the sweatpants. and the wig version
and his mug, no fucks given.
So if you get him in his sweatpants and he can sit on a couch that you can 3D print for us with Big Lebowski Thor, and that can be a wonderful diorama of people wearing clothing that should be in a superhero movie. Come on, no sweatpants. No self-respecting Sorcerer Supreme wears sweatpants. Come on. I love the Abomination 2-pack idea. That would be awesome.
The Abomination? Why is there Abomination?
Because he's in the trailer for Shang-Chi.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We can't confirm nor deny this.
What movie is that? I've never heard of it.
Listen, I saw a trailer and I thought I saw Abomination in it, and I thought I also saw Wong in it. So I'm down for that 2-pack, even though I haven't seen the movie.
If you've seen Shang-Chi or you plan on seeing it this weekend, we're going to do an episode on Wednesday about the movie, full of spoilers. Jason, I hope you get to watch it in that time. If you're going to show up, let me know who you would want to see in a wave 2, if there is a wave 2 of Shang-Chi, because so far we only have Shang-Chi, Tony Leung, Katie was the Target exclusive. You get Xia Ling and you get the Death Dealer. So you have essentially 5 from the movie. I left the theater thinking I want more stuff, but what character would I want? That's all I'm going to say. If you have a list, if you have somebody that you want from there, or even
I already do. I want a second outfit. I want a second outfit for Shang-Chi with different head sculpts.
That second outfit, I don't know. He only wears that red outfit, like on the figure. That's all I know.
Why are you talking silly?
I don't know anything about the movie.
We've seen the trailers.
What's a trailer?
What's going on? Anyway,
I'm not giving anything away.
No, yeah, you're trying. You're trying. Your poker face before did the job, but I respect that you don't want to give anything away, but you can still at least talk for what you saw in the trailer. I mean, that's not.
I don't know what's in the trailer and what's real life.
What's real life?
So, like, honestly, after you watch the movie, the trailers become obsolete because,
I mean, what's the point?
Yeah, so it's like, ooh, we can't even talk about this. We don't even know what's happening.
Right.
Is this happening in the movie? Was this in the trailer? Right. Honestly, I will say that there's one character that is in the trailer that I kind of want. He has one hand. That's all I'm going to say.
Right. That would be cool. He's
it's
cool.
It's not Bucky.
No, it's not Bucky. It is not.
Or is it? I don't know. I haven't seen the movie.
Right.
Torensu says, is Shang-Chi's facial expressionless face accurate? He has no face in the movie. So
what's a movie?
He has no face.
There's this line.
He plays Morris.
What's a Morris?
There's this line in The Simpsons where the cops are bugging the mobster Fat Tony, about
I just watched it the other day.
a truck that goes missing, and they ask him about it, and he just says, "What's a truck?" Like, that's just what you're doing. Is you're playing dumb to a point where it's like
He's not a good criminal. What's a truck?
No, what's a truck? I love that moment. But anyway, yeah, I would love another wave for sure, even though I haven't seen what's even in the film yet. But I will get to watch it without a doubt. But
I honestly think I don't. For me, for Shang-Chi, I don't need another wave. I kind of want like the Infinity Saga kind of like wave, like those a variety.
But I don't want it in 10 years.
No. I want it. Like next summer. Let's get something next summer, like their summer program. Let's get something like that personally, and then like we could also get like a mix of like the Disney Plus shows in there. Like I really want a redone, like accurate Wanda with Agatha. That's like something I want. That's it's a dream.
But this stuff is planned so far ahead, and then the popularity of some characters. It's like you want to strike when the iron is hot. Is that a saying? So like while all of a sudden you if you didn't know WandaVision was going to be so crazy, or Agatha, if you had her figure planned, like, oh, maybe we'll do it in this summer program, whatever, 2022, and then all of a sudden it's crazy. It's a meme. She's got this her song is chart topping or whatever on iTunes. It's just like, it's hard to, I don't know. Would you move something up like that? That would be awesome. But it's just hard to plan out something like that, right?
Yeah, it is hard. But
can you though? I mean, toys take time to make. I don't know if you guys know this.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
give us your expertise, Yoko. I want to hear it.
It depends a lot too on like what they were allowed to make, like what assets they were given beforehand and when they were given.
Mm-hmm.
Like look at like the Baby Yoda thing, Grogu, that happened, right? Like they kept that secret, so no one could make toys until afterwards. That's how you got all your third party, unlicensed people were able to beat everyone to the punch, because they don't have to get approvals. They don't have to get, anything. They could just crank stuff out. But toys are going to take, depending on what kind of, or merchandise, apparel is a lot quicker, but other, any kind of collectibles, the fastest one is going to be 4 months probably, and that's like, like pops take 4 to 6 months to design and ship, to get into stores. Action figures take like a year. And so it's just kind of, it's just like how and now with shipping taking forever, it takes even longer than a year sometimes. But so it's just kind of like, when did the studio give up those images? And do you make, like, do you want to use the earliest, like, when the figures come out and they're not what you see on screen because things have changed since they got the assets? Like, do you want to risk putting out that figure that's going to be wrong, or do you wait until you can have the final assets to put it out? I think there's just so much that goes into that whole process.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we already know that Marvel Legends, the 2022 is already done, right? So who knows if we're going to get a Disney Plus Wave 3? Probably we will. Maybe we'll get some amazing characters in there, but hopefully they were able to go and change things, and like they saw some like if we do get an Agatha, they could make her more accurate. I know that Dwight, I forget where this was, where he said it. Was it the Hasbro like preview night that no one was able to like go into except me? But he did say that he was able to go into Thor Love and Thunder, and he was able to make tweaks to the assets because the movie was filming at the time and they got more screen accurate stuff. Cool. So hopefully they are able to do that. And like honestly, I would love more figures from What If, to be honest. I would love I would love Steve Rogers to go with Peggy, I would love it. And these figures, honestly, like I'm in my process of making these reviews for this, so it's going up tonight. What I really love about it, it's like they didn't make these like straight up MCU. Like they don't look like MCU figures. They look like animated comic figures. And I really like how they put that attention to detail and making it look like the animated show. So they must have had a lot of assets to use these references. But they also had that, Peggy Carter, Haley Atwell from the first Avenger kind of thing. I don't know if I'm rambling, but I'm hoping that we do get some really cool figures down the line. And it sucks with all these shipping delays. Like, that's why I think I jumped on the Disney Plus wave when I had the chance, because we don't know what's happening in the next 4 to 6 months. I heard that this whole shipping issue is going to be like a year.
It's gonna get worse.
Yeah, it's just getting worse. So like, you could already see this coming down the pipes when you're walking down your local Walmart where there's like nothing. There's no figures, and it's kind of sucks. And like, I think we're all Star Wars fans, right?
Yeah.
So like, this new wave with Costco Reeves and with Lando, like it's barely hitting, and it's because of these shipping issues. So yeah, I don't know what's happening anymore, guys. So if you find figures, buy them as soon as possible.
When you said, I don't know if I'm rambling, it gave me this idea where I should just like have a light. Like if you're at an award show and their speech is running too long, it'll just start blinking. Or if it's like America's Got Talent, everyone just holds up an X.
Just say like, get to the point. Get to the point.
Please do.
We need the wrap it up sign from Chappelle's show. Where you say, yo, the sign is real simple. B, it says wrap it up.
Sorry, guys.
No, I'm kidding. Just when you said that, that's what it reminded me of.
I like to talk.
It's all valid.
I mean, I like to talk, and then sometimes I just like ramble, and then I forget the topic that I'm talking about. So, because I'm so passionate,
we ended up on Star Wars Black Series.
Yeah, but going back to the show, I really like this episode a lot. Episode was really fun. I'm excited with episode 5, whatever that is.
Yes, how's the figure? Let's look at the figure real quick, and then we can I guess kind of wrap it up.
I got a laugh when that cape showed up, because of course the cut of it, like the silhouette of that cape is very, very comic book.
Yeah,
strange, right? So when he stole that cape and used it, I was like, oh, nice.
We didn't talk about that. The poor beetle.
Yeah.
No, the beetle lived because he's like, he got robbed.
Yeah.
He got robbed of his cloak, but he lived. The other ones got absorbed.
And the pattern on the inside, like the one in his window. Oh, it's unique. It's not the one in his window. It's different.
Yeah, it's a unique pattern. I wish they kind of translated it out with the black here. I don't know if there was subtle like paint on or some detail that was on in the show. I don't know if I have the packaging, but I don't think this sees it back.
Star Marvel. No, this is not a custom. Troy actually has the entire Disney Plus Wave 2. And if you follow him on Instagram and YouTube, he will be working on reviews for everything, presumably.
Hopefully, so, hopefully. I mean, I just unboxed it yesterday or 2 days ago.
Right.
His unboxing is taking it out of the shipping box, by the way.
Was.
It's not a real unboxing.
No, it wasn't a real unboxing, but it was a unboxing of the.
You can call that show and tell.
It was show and tell. Honestly, I really like this figure a lot.
I scrolled through your video. I'm like, where's the unboxing? And then you kept putting more and more stuff out. I'm like, this is BS. And then I turned it on.
It was an unboxing of the box. But yeah, so like this, I don't know. I feel like there could be more detail on this figure, just from my perspective. His energy effect, I don't remember if he has a time stone at the end, but I wish he had like the effect that's on the box.
Does he have anything around his? No, he doesn't have the eye there, does he?
No, he doesn't have the time stone. So I think that's kind of incorrect, but we do see I think they're using the same body or some of the same parts as the No Way Home, so we could kind of plug in this effect because the other one has a yellow effect. But honestly, this is a really cool figure. I love the face. The face looks absolutely like awesome.
Yeah.
I wish she was a little bit more sinister, but I can't complain.
that demon look at the end as a figure would be crazy, but then that'd be a huge spoiler to show that early.
Oh, 100%. But I'm excited. This wave is definitely something that I wasn't going to get at first, but it was.
You're being convinced every episode.
Oh, every episode. Like Dan said, he's like, you're going to get into MCU this year. And what happens? I get into MCU. So I just literally unboxed this like right now on stream. But again, this is my favorite figure, guys.
Yeah, so good.
This is my favorite figure, honestly. Like I'm probably gonna get a second one just because how amazing she looks. YouTuber thing right here. But yeah, stunning figure. So
your hand's not even lining up.
I know. There you go.
Over here.
It's really hard to do these things, guys. But yeah,
that's why you do Cheneys, and it's just this way. Dark Toy Lord says, I wasn't going to get this wave, but I really wanted the Watcher.
The Watcher looks cool, to be honest.
Yeah, it's I mean, for me it was T'Challa Star-Lord, where I'm like, I don't know if I need that. I will make my judgment after the episode. And that was the one where watching that one, like, okay, not only do I need him,
on this one, you guys all hated on this one.
Mm-hmm. I still kind of don't like it looking at it in person.
I still want it.
Yeah, I kind of just want the head for the Watcher, so I might sell this figure. But I don't know, it just doesn't look. It looks too cartoony for me. So like, it's weird to see like Captain Carter and then like Doctor Strange have more of a realism to it, but then this looks just very cartoony. So, and if you look through the whole wave, like there are like even Zombie Cap, like he looks.
Troy.
I know I know it's going in my closet later, but like even with Zombie Cap, I mean,
under your bed.
No, that's not happening.
They can be more comic.
Yours looks extra gnarly, just for you.
I don't like it.
His mouth just moved.
Okay, guys, come on. I'm saying it already.
There is a Marvel Select Watcher that was out before, and it had become really rare and expensive. And I believe Diamond Select is re-releasing the Watcher.
Yeah.
So if you want a more comic, traditional look, I guess, as opposed to stylized towards this cartoon, you can always get the Select if that's your thing, or you can, I don't know, some places sell just the Build-A-Figure on its own. You pay like, what is it, $80-$90, Troy?
Right now Dorkside Toys is just selling them for almost $100
Jeez.
for just loose Build-A-Figures.
You might as well pay the extra $50 and get the figures.
Yeah, so
the more the show goes, the more I'm tempted to customize it and do the half cosmic.
You see some of his like his skin in this episode, and then some light hit him, and then you can see his face, as opposed to just an outline, a cutout, and then it goes back.
And my solution for display would be I just wouldn't display him with the other figures. That's disturbing.
It is.
That is. Put some pants on there, buddy.
I mean,
looks like he killed his Ken doll.
I have to open this to put the thing in there, but like, oh my gosh, like, so he comes with the other leg, but it's hidden underneath as well. Right. I guess they didn't want to show a naked leg. So I don't know, but honestly, like, I love this wave. I love what they're doing with this series. Like, I think this series is so imaginative. It makes me want to it kind of makes me want to buy more MCU figures because, it's making me really like the MCU more for some reason. I don't know why. I think like Loki and then What If really kind of like just solidified why the MCU is so great. In my opinion, sorry, but I love these two series a lot, and I know maybe in 2 episodes from now I might say differently, but
right. I think you're only going to love it more, truthfully.
Oh, 100%. But except the zombie episode, like that's not going to be happening. I'm going to just.
Can we put a vote in for a live stream of you watching the zombie episode?
I mean, I watch these episodes at 6 a.m.
But just film it. Just film you a reaction video.
Okay, I'll make a reaction video.
There you go, content.
Yeah.
I'll put a reaction video going out. But Yeah. Ugh.
Quinn says we need a Ravager Thanos, which I totally agree. If they had, who is that? If they had shown that first, I mean,
Yeah.
it would have taken away from the surprise in the episode. It's not one of those where you're like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna do with this. It's like,
I wonder
no,
if they're going to give us one eventually anyway.
Mhm.
They
yeah,
might be
I
getting
hope
one. If not, maybe the Grimace one, people will customize that one into a Ravager. You know, the one from the first Thanos Build-A-Figure wave?
Yeah.
Maybe people will customize that one because he's sleeveless in that, isn't he?
Yeah. What? Does he have a...
And I think he has the gauntlet, though. Or the Infinity Glove, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, maybe that's what I'll do with those.
Roy, I just uploaded this during your last rant. If we ever need it. I'm totally kidding you. Whatever you say, like, whatever you say, oh, can I be real with you? I'm like, yes, I want to hear it 100%. You don't ever have to ask.
Can you put someone else's head on the head so it's like...
It's me saying it?
Or Yoko. So it's Yoko saying wrap it up. Or
No, but I would only ever say that to Kevin.
or like an action figure head face. You know, like where it's someone.
You can actually 3D print that sign, a working one.
Can you?
Yeah, of course.
I just wish this figure had more accessories, to be
Sure.
honest. It's Doctor Strange. He needs more.
Well, okay, but what would you want with him? What did you see in this episode that he should come with?
Like those like red effects that he had. Like he was like when he was fighting normal Strange. So I wish we had some of those. I don't know. Something like more than just
The
this.
book of Magliostro.
Yeah, just maybe something. Honestly,
Jason
I
loves,
think
loves my accents.
one of the things I really dislike about the Doctor Strange figures we don't get really much fun and playability with them.
Right.
So I really want like fun Doctor Strange. I want stuff you can just
Like with a party hat and
yeah, like party hat. We gotta do something.
Birthday
But like
thing.
I don't know. I just want
Birthday
more.
magician?
I just want more. I don't know, but it's so good.
Well, Detour Customs on Instagram, I think he resin prints these effects that are spells and whatnot. They're
That's
clear colored resin, and then you can like light goes through them. They look fantastic. So go check it out. DTOUR Detour Customs.
Definitely will check it
They
out.
look fantastic.
Maybe for the next Strange movie they will do a both. I mean, if they did a deluxe movie accessory pack for Doctor Strange with a bunch of those different spells, like I'm gonna get the names wrong, but are they called the Crimson Bands of Sidorak?
Yes.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about? Those like red
Sidorak
licorice?
is the one that Juggernaut gives Juggernaut his powers.
Okay. The ruby, yeah, cool. But he used those bands on Thanos in Infinity War,
Yes.
and what other powers? Anyway,
No, he used he used a whole bunch of them on. I remember.
so I'd like those, and then of course a comic book version, or if they can make the accessories usable for both.
I'll take the little angry gnome as an accessory.
That was
I was gonna
hilarious.
say, I love that gnome. My goodness, that was so fun.
Yoko, what accessories do you think should have come with this figure?
I don't really care. I'm not buying it.
Are you gonna get this, Yoko, or no?
No, I don't like Doctor Strange. He's kind of an ass.
He is.
He is.
And I think evil Doctor Strange makes a lot more sense. But that was my thing, is like I never liked him. Like I never liked him as like a human or a character, you know, in any of the movies he's been in so far.
Mhm.
And so like evil Doctor Strange to me is the first one I can actually buy into because it makes sense to me.
Did you find that he wasn't humbled enough in his journey, and that's why you didn't like him? Like,
I mean, you know, like in this episode, I was actually kind of rooting for good Doctor Strange in this episode because I think even at the beginning he was already a kinder, gentler Strange to begin with, I think.
Right.
And
Well, what he lost was a lot more than what he lost in the movies. In the movies, he just
well,
he
I
couldn't
don't know. I
Oh,
feel
here
like
comes that high pitch.
I squeaked. Sorry.
That Yoko's tell.
His hands in MCU Strange, his hands are more important to him than her.
yes, and his
Mhm.
career, his prestige,
Yeah.
his ego.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loses all of it.
So I have a question for you, Yoko. when you get this figure in hand,
Uh-huh.
what would be some other accessories you would want with Captain Carter?
Oh,
question.
I heard you
Since
guys
you
talking
do
about
have
the
it.
sword. I do think we need the sword with her. That would be great. Does Steve count as an accessory?
I think so at this
He
point.
Skinny little Steve is an accessory.
Pick him up in one hand
Yeah.
it's just in a
or one
pocket.
arm.
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna see more of her though. So I feel like let's talk about that in a few
Does
more
Captain Carter have waist articulation?
I don't think so.
No, she has
Is
like
it
just the
Swivel?
just a swivel at the
That's
at the
pretty
torso.
good.
Wait, if it's up there, shouldn't it have some sort of forward, backward? A little
No,
bit?
she doesn't have a. She has. That's how far she goes back, like literally.
You're
and
off
then
camera, dude.
oops. So that's how far she goes forward. So I'll put that arm down. That's how far she goes forward. This is how far she goes back.
Oh, so it's just the abdominal or the
Yeah, just the hip.
diaphragm?
I think it's a diaphragm. But yeah, that's about it for that. For me, I just wish that this shield is very small. It's really, really small. I just wish it was a little bit bigger.
Can
Like
you
I
do a
did.
shield comparison?
Do I
Do you
have
have
a
any
shield?
other MCU?
Yes. In the MCU, they were broken up, but like they still had, playful work, banter kind of
Don't
deal.
actually. Give me 1 second. I'll go get a shield. Just talk amongst yourself for a second.
Yeah, well, she invites.
No, we're gonna stop everything.
He invites Queen to that dinner,
Yeah.
and she says no. So like the difference is in that she just said yes. Like that was all. She just agreed to like let to
that
kind
an
of
excess
back to
event?
old times, right? Like to hang out with her ex for the night and be a sport about it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a creme brulee accessory for this
Nice.
strange supreme.
I really want to see Captain Britain and Captain Carter next to each other for fun.
Who knows? Maybe Troy will get it soon.
So that's a size comparison. It's like super small.
But
Yeah.
that's the 616 cap. Do you have a movie cap?
So this is a movie cap shield. I just put it
You
on.
put a movie cap shield with a 616.
Blasphemy.
I did because
Get out.
I hate honestly I hate the
Oh my God.
comic.
Can I? I
I'm
think
not
one
talking
episode,
anymore.
once per episode, you're allowed to call somebody a nerd, and I think this is when I would call Jason a nerd. It's like, you put a comic,
But I just
You put
an MCU shield on a comic 80th cap.
I just
I'm
hate
only
these
kidding.
shields. Like the shields that come with Captain America in general, they're just too small.
Yoko,
I think
is there something that we can do on Twitch to add some of these mechanics in?
Are you asking me? Probably.
Like,
I don't do things like that on my own stream yet.
okay,
I got a shield.
I'll
beef
figure out how to
beef.
do it and then I'll teach you.
sweet. Yes, back to the shield.
My shield beef is I want a shield that can go on the arm and go on the back,
Yeah.
and it's always one
It's
or the
magnetic.
other.
Make it magnetic.
Yeah, I have a magnetic one for my Mezco, but it falls off all the time. That one. That's the one I have.
Seems like the magnet's not magneting right in that case.
Magnet's not
It's not
magnetic.
magneting, right?
Yes, that's what she said. It's not magneting. The other one that I have, luckily, is the Toy Biz Wave 1 shield, which has elastic armbands that
How
can
did
go.
she look holding the bigger shield?
aha, good question. I didn't do that yet.
So you would put an MCU shield on a comic cap, but not on Peggy Carter? Like, come on. That looks fine.
That
Yeah, it
looks
looks-
fine. Yeah.
It looks perfect. Like I don't know why they didn't just go with a bigger shield, to be honest.
It covers a lot of her, though, if you were to pose
she's
it
a lady.
from that angle.
Yeah, it does.
I think it covers up too much.
But I think it goes well. Like honestly, why give the woman a smaller shield? Come on, Hasbro.
Maybe they gave Steve too big a shield. They're overcompensating. Back in the old comics, he used to put it under his shirt,
Really?
and people didn't know that he had it on his back.
That's funny.
Isn't that crazy?
Mhm.
Is it like
True
is it
story.
like Wonder Woman DC where she hid the sword in her dress?
As we all do.
Yeah, I guess so.
She held it in place with her butt crack.
Yeah, according to the artist who extrapolated where the sword went,
Yes.
that was hilarious. It was insane where that would have been.
Just hurt the shield.
Are you going to get a sword for her, Troy?
I'm going to go through my like accessory bit and see what happens. But one of the issues that this figure has is that she does need to like hold the clasp with her arm, with her hand. So it doesn't really stick well when it's just on this hand. So I have to figure out what to do. I might look for alternate hands, but yeah, I do wish to get a sword and pose her with the sword as well.
You've got that man bun Hercules, don't you?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, well
I do have a man bun right now. See,
I know that's why
Did you get your perm like you said you were going to last week?
No, perms are a lot of money. My hairdresser just cost $50 just for a haircut, so I'm not doing that just yet.
Hairs. That's toys right there.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
8-Bit Monk completely called me out, and it's a very good point. Coverage is kind of the point of a shield, whereas I'm like, oh, it doesn't look great on a toy. But yes, functionally, yes, you are right. They should be protecting more of her and the user. Mm-hmm. You guys know I was rewatching Far From Home today. Is there an accessory that you know of that looks like the shield that Happy tries to throw so that I could use it with this?
That was a good scene. Oh, you got that.
It's so fun. I was and it cracked me up the first time it happened, but like,
yeah, it's a good moment.
As he's shutting the door, he's like, how does Cap do that? It's amazing. I love that.
I've already forgotten. What kind of shield does he
I can't remember what it looks like.
They were in like the Tower of London or something. I remember,
yes.
And it's like
where they were.
Some sort of medieval knight-like shield.
Okay, but was it this shape?
Where's the screenshot?
I think it was circular.
No screenshot?
I was thinking I can get like a Ninja Turtle style sewer lid shield and then just kind of fudge the angle there.
Ignoring
sewer lid shield.
I think he's ignoring me.
Why would I have a screenshot?
Why wouldn't you?
It's not.
You're like screenshot king.
I haven't done any screenshots for this show just because.
I know. I noticed. I just was wondering.
Mythic Legions. Oh, I do have a shield for Mythic Legions. The horse. Thank you, Quinn. Sweet.
Quinn likes his Mythic Legions. He likes the Mythic Legions.
Balius, yes. He says your horse comes with it. He knows what I have. All right. So, overall, Yoko, this episode, not really for you.
Well, no. Well, I liked it. I didn't dislike it.
I liked it.
I didn't. See, the thing though, my bar is that I love most things, right?
That's the bar. Yeah, that's a good bar.
So I liked this one, but to me, like 1 and 2 were great, and 3 and 4 were, I don't know. I mean, like it was just such a dark. I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this episode. It just feels weird to be like, for me to be like, oh yeah, I loved this dark, depressing story. You know, left with nothing at the end.
Right.
That's not something I can love. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. I do agree. It was a very dark episode where like everything in the universe dies, and when and it was really sad when like Christine was like the last thing in the universe that was going, and like the last thing she basically said to him was like, "You're a monster," kind of thing, and she disappears.
Imagine coming back to life or like waking up or whatever that sensation feels like, and the first thing you see is that demonized Strange. Like, no, kill me again, please.
Kill me again. I think that's fair. Jason, how about you? I think you enjoyed this episode. It seems like a little bit more than the other.
I enjoyed it. I'm done with it. It was very, it was dark. I like superheroes.
I like that it wasn't like the protagonist didn't win.
Right.
Is he a protagonist even though he's kind of the bad guy? I mean, he is like the subject of this story.
I don't know.
Sometimes a main character can also be their own antagonist. Right? A part of themselves.
Literally.
The protagonist just means the focus of the story. They don't have to be a good guy.
Right.
Actually, classically, the word hero actually means that too. They don't have to be heroic. But the hero of the story just means the main character, classically speaking. But, we changed that because we're awesome.
And Troy, we already know how you feel.
Honestly, like I like this episode a lot. I will say like episode 1 is still my favorite. Two follows suit, then 4, then 3. So like this is it's still high, but it's I like my episodes 1 and 2 a lot better. I like how dark it was, but
I liked it.
that's about it.
I liked that, and I liked how they're very. All the episodes are different, done differently.
Totally. One thing I'm really hoping they do fix is the mouths.
You don't think it works?
I find the rest of the animation is really, really beautiful and really easy to watch. I just found the mouths do not have the range of like the variety of shapes to go with some of the performances. But that's pretty petty. Like if that's what I'm worried about, we're doing okay. We're doing really good.
If that's the main problem, that means that where it matters is doing fine.
In terms of animation, that's like the thing that bugs me the most, but it doesn't really bug me. Just
yeah, cool.
How did you like this episode?
Me?
Yeah,
you liked it.
I liked it. It made you feel sad. Made you feel it is. Did you see my daughter wrote on my dad's birthday card? Are you dope or dope? Ridiculous.
That is the best.
This kid. It was sad. It deals with like. I don't know. I think I see what you mean with the magic stuff in the MCU, but I don't mind it. I kind of like Doctor Strange. I've never been a huge I'm not like an expert on his stories and the past and all that stuff. As a character, I think his design is awesome. I think in the MCU he's really good, and but I don't mind that character. So it's cool to see more of him, and it is like where the future, the next wave, all this stuff is gonna kind of tie in and tie in and together from this.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Did you guys watch the opening credits with, who's going to be in the episode, and then like wait for each person at all? Did it impact you as to what actors were going to be performing in the episode, or did it not cross your mind?
I always look for that. Like, sometimes I wish the credits weren't like that. They wouldn't be in the beginning of the episode, because then you're like, ooh, someone's going to come back. And sometimes I think that's still things, right? And I'd rather not know until later.
Same. I spent the whole episode waiting for Leslie Bibb.
And then she was only in like 20 seconds.
Well, I didn't realize that it happened.
Yeah.
So when the episode ended, I was like, "Where's my Leslie Bibb? Where's the whatever her character's name is in Talladega Nights? Like, I want her." She's,
but remember last episode, I spent the whole time wondering if that was actually Tom Hiddleston as Loki, and then when I went back, it's like it's right on the front because I wasn't paying attention during the credits in the beginning.
How is you can't hear it? Like you can't hear him, especially after just watching Loki?
No, not
good point.
No, it sound. I don't know. It sounded like someone trying to be him. Oh. And then maybe it was also the terrible Black Widow that I'm just like, maybe they didn't get this person, so maybe it is.
Jeremy Renner was the one that sounded weird to me. Like that didn't sound like him at all to me.
I think it's because they're recording it in their houses.
Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
But but realistically, have these people been like voiceover characters? Have they ever done voiceover characters? So I wonder for like someone like Jeremy Renner, has he ever done a voice? So maybe he's not familiar with it, kind of thing. So he's just kind of like phoning it in. He's going, "This is my line."
It's his job. He does ADR anyway.
Yeah, but ADR is like,
sometimes it's full dialogue. But the guy's a professional actor. I'm sure they're not like. I don't think it's an attitude thing. They're also getting paid a boatload to do these things. I think it's the aesthetic, like the technical side of they don't have a lot of control over the recording environment and their gear,
I just think that the pandemic probably kind of hindered a lot of this stuff.
It's over the phone, exactly.
Yeah, and like for me, like, sorry, Yoko, this might sound controversial, but in the beginning, like the first episode when Bucky showed up.
That's the controversy. It's
I-
like-
Oh, watch
You're
out,
not in
Troy.
there.
I
Watch out,
just
Troy.
I didn't recognize his voice,
I recognized his voice.
and I was like, oh, is this him? Oh, is he? But then like we saw it like later on Instagram, he's kind of like showing off what he did. So
Okay,
this
back
might
to
be
this.
controversial, but I don't follow him on Instagram.
that's okay. There's not
Oh,
much
I
happening
didn't
there.
mean for you. I meant for Yoko.
Yoko, did you ever like resolve that fish question that I was throwing out there after that first episode?
Oh, I was
Remember what I'm talking about?
I was kind of sticking with my sexy sea bass theory. Oh my
And that was enough for you. You're like,
Yeah.
I found something I'm liking. I'm going
yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can respect that.
Very flimsy theory.
It's not as strong as My Little Pony theory, but
Well, if you would like to hear more of Yoko's lovely
Nice segue.
theories, a wide
Nice
range
segue.
and variety of interesting theories, please follow her on Twitch. Check her out on Instagram. Yoko, which days do you stream?
I think WandaVision broke my brain. Like I want theories out of everything now,
Yeah.
I stream regularly on Tuesdays over on Twitch at Live in La Vida Yoko, and occasionally on Wednesdays. And my late night stream. I always forget to plug that. The late night stream, if you watch it when it drops at midnight Pacific time.
Talking about the very thing that we're talking
I
about
know,
right now.
no, and I forget every week at 12:30. I like it's the third show we're doing it for now too, or third or fourth, and I still forget to plug it all the time. But yeah, midnight 30 Pacific time. Let's talk about it right after you
call it
watch.
Midnight 30?
I
Yeah,
get it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
not
not-
wrong. It's
No.
unconventional, but
Crystal clear.
it's
I've
specific.
never heard it. I don't think I've ever heard it called Midnight 30, but cool. That's cool. Yes, so please do check out Yoko on all of her awesome channels.
Also, my cat's been here the whole time. If anyone's wondering why I'm sitting really awkwardly in this chair, I'm like realizing that my back is
Doesn't
starting
look
to hurt.
awkward.
I'm like, my back is starting to hurt. And I'm like, it's because this chonkster here is taking up half my seat.
I didn't even notice.
She's sleeping.
Noon 30.
Yeah.
That's yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to that one.
Lucy's back here.
Well, it's midnight minus 60 right now. Jason,
What?
how about you? What have you got going on? Where can
I
people?
got-
Oh my God! Look at the props.
I got
The
some
readiness.
comics. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Jason Lapidus, and you can pick up some Peregrine's comics. There, just send me a DM. That's all good. I'm making tons of comics. So much to do, and so little time. Just drawing all day, every day. It's the best. But
Yeah,
tomorrow
if-
I have to go to the zoo.
Oh wait, what time are you going?
Afternoon.
Oh yeah, call me. I'm going.
Nice.
Family pass
Nice.
or seasons pass.
Say
But
what?
if you follow me on Instagram, I shared some really cool Mandalorian corner box art earlier in my stories this week. That was done by this man right here.
That was me.
So if you want to get some prints, stuff like that, they
Yeah,
look
hit me
great.
up. Thanks, man.
So send him a message, and let's bring some beers to the zoo tomorrow. Troy,
Hi. Sorry, my lights are dying. You can follow me on Instagram at Troy Collects Toys. I will be
Wrap
making.
it up, Troy. Wrap it up.
Oh, okay. I'll have a review on Peggy Carter later tonight. I'm just finalizing her edit. Doctor Strange will go up tomorrow after I'm done work, and we'll see who I'm feeling later. So check out my YouTube channel and check me out on Instagram.
oh, you mean like a
See
review?
who you're feeling later?
You're talking about figures, right?
Yeah, figures.
Because I don't really want to know who you're feeling.
I kind of do.
Feeling. I'm feeling these figures. Like I don't know. Like maybe I'm feeling like the zombie.
A zombie.
Cap.
Zombie.
So maybe I'll open him, but probably not. But
Sweet.
I don't know. I might want to open Sylvie
In the
next.
nighttime hours.
No.
You gotta do that in daylight.
No. So Sylvie might be next. I don't know. Kind of want to see what she's about. But yeah.
Sweet.
What's she gonna be about?
And if you guys haven't seen Unboxing Wednesday from this week, a special Wednesday episode. I was on with the Enablers. It was a 4.5-hour episode, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, we just talked about some interesting stuff, I guess. We opened up some toys, and that usually happens every week on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So next week I will be on Thursday at 9 with Robo, and the week after that with Trevor, also known as 1/6 Shooter, and Fridays. I mean, we're going to continue with this stream, right? Yeah, until we run out of episodes, and check out the channel here on YouTube if you like what you saw.
Shang-Chi on Wednesday?
Oh yeah, let's do Shang-Chi on Wednesday. And Jason, if you've seen it by then, you are welcome. Until then, just play the stream in the background and put it on mute or something. But yes, next Wednesday, 9 sound good?
Sounds great.
9 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, yes,
talk about Shang-Chi. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it'd be rude if I was like, no, just Troy.
I didn't know. Well, you mentioned it earlier, but I didn't know if it was like a real invitation.
Oh, that'd be even more rude if I mentioned it earlier and then I just
yeah.
I mean, I'm down to talk Shang-Chi. Like,
yeah,
I have my thoughts.
I'll be talking about it all weekend. But if you've seen the movie or you're going to see it and you want to come talk about it on Wednesday, it gives people some time to watch it. So we'd love to have you there and think about what characters you want to see as an action figure for a possible Wave 2 on that day. Possibly not Wong or Abomination because they're not in the movie.
What's
Troy,
a movie?
Did you have something to add? No, that's it? Well, here, we do this all the time, but
you're backward.
Come on, Jason. You can do it.
What are we doing?
We're forming a heart.
I have to scoot. Sorry, Kat.
I'm 46. I don't do this.
Come on.
Okay, I gotta angle my body.
Here's your chance to be the younger character on the show that to relate to and not that you were relating to.
Just,
we're just gonna
the kids on Kim's Convenience.
I just expected that I would, but I just didn't.
All right, these are finger hearts for you. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for watching and keep toying around. He doesn't know what that means either. Yoko just learned last week.
I did on my first try.
Today. Not in life.
Not like I've been practicing.
I will see you all next Wednesday. Subscribe so you'll know we're here. All right, have a good night. Keep toying around. Oh, here. Good night.